years.
I think that in context, the way I actually met Massimo was very cool because, you know, I met him in a business relationship, but not really knowing that that was the intention of that meeting.
I met Steve in 2012 in New York. I'm very thankful to him because, you know, I improved my knowledge about New York and he helped me a lot, you know, in dealing with the real estate businesses here.
I'm trying to remember exactly how it happened because it's still a little fuzzy.
Yeah, but it was, I think, November when I was here for the marathon. Maybe
right,
November 2000.
And you had, Prisca was not even born yet, right?
No, it was 2012.
Yes,
that was
it was
13.
before Prisca
oh, wow,
was born.
Time is passing.
For me, the better connection I can have with, and I say my clients, but I mean, it's kind of everybody. You know, like the more of a friendship and the more of a context of warmth and real positive energy. You're not selling, you're just really communicating and you're really trying to, you know, get to know those people. So Massimo made it pretty easy because he's just very open to new things, new environments. You know, so made it very easy to make it not about a client or a business relationship, but to made it really just warm and easy.
Okay, the first thing that I remember, and you were very secure, very firm on give me the price of what I can rent the apartment. It wasn't like a joke or the way just to try and get a new customer.
I remember I thought that our relationship really kind of developed out of when I did the first video there.
Yeah.
I just remember how impressed, how excited you was.
I was very impressed. I remember that I showed that video, I don't know how many of my friends, everybody that I met. I think I've been in Brooklyn just for around the marathon. When you present me Brooklyn, I have memories about Brooklyn just because I ran a lot, many times the marathon, and I have just a view of Brooklyn through this kind of perspective.
Only through the marathon.
Not because I've been there, and so. It was in 2003, November 1st. It was something unbelievable for me at that time because I didn't know what meant finish a marathon. And finishing in New York and running with 2 million people along the way made me different. So this is why I ran this marathon for the next. I will run the next marathon for 14 years.
I really think that the first time we went to Brooklyn was the first time I started realizing that we had a more of a connection then.
But I think yes, because we spend a lot of time. So we have not just interest, but you know, I think I love to say maybe same values.
I think so.
Steve, it's very different. He puts above money the relationship with people. You know, at the end of the day, it makes you money as well, but it is one of the skills that not everybody has.
So we bought 82 Irving Place. Do you know how much that's increased over the time?
Yeah, I think we did a good job.
We did great there.
Yeah, because is it 50, 40%?
About 40% return. And then you remember with 96 Rockwell, which was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. Because you know, it takes like 2 months to buy that apartment.
Yeah. So I remember too when I came to you and started discussing putting 82 University Place on the market.
Yeah.
Do you remember? You're like, Steve, I'll sell if we find me the perfect
room,
my dream loft.
And we did it.
I think securing this loft, the dream loft for him was amazing because, you know, we had to play a little bit of the real estate game, and he really did trust me to take the reins, and I find myself generally fairly intuitive when it comes to those types of things, and going with my intuition and having the result that we had was an amazing accomplishment that I'm very proud of.
You know, having a house in New York just for you and maybe your family, it's okay, but it's not maybe the dream that you want to be or you want to have. And having a loft means gathering people here for, you know, and spend great time in that city.
The listing that we had when we listed 82 University for sale, at the time that was actually the first multi-million-dollar listing for Compass at Urban Compass when Urban Compass was a new company. So that being the first multi-million-dollar listing for the company as a whole was obviously an amazing accomplishment. And when Massimo walks around the office, he comes in, you know, they look at him as one of the, you know, there's a family element there, a family vibe, because he trusted us so early on.
I remember you had a binder for the construction of this place.
Yeah.
Of
I
all
spent
the plans.
6 months of my life dedicated to this place.
It's
But
true.
choosing
Well, I think
piece
you wanted
by
your
piece.
dream loft, and then you found the bones of it, and then you made it exactly what you wanted it to be, which was...
Yeah, I think the place had a lot of potential when we saw the first time, but a lot of issues as well.
Oh, yeah,
so, you know,
did.
we changed everything.
I think what I sense from Italian culture is, first of all, the architecture and the artistic core and the historical nature of it, and the way the beauty came out of that history and how it developed into like a very warm type of very friendly in you know culture. I think that would be my favorite thing about generally the Italian culture. But I think Massimo takes it really to another level.
I remember about that day and the whole trip really is that the hospitality, like we got there and you wouldn't even let me plan.
No,
You wouldn't let me plan anything. So
of course.
we got there, and when it was our time to be with you, everything was...
So keep in mind for the next time will be the same. So, you know.
Oh, really? Okay.
The way that I got to experience Montebelluna and Vicenza and Oslo and the Venice Canal, which we never would have done because if we would have done it, it would have been very touristy. So all those elements, getting to experience it through the eyes of someone who was so passionate about showing it off to his friend from Brooklyn, it's really sort of an unquestionable experience that you can't really have unless it were exactly that situation.
I love a lot of things about New York, but okay, in that specific moment, I think art is one of the things that attract the most to me in New York. But jazz music is the music. I love going to Blue Note Club here in New York. It's one of my favorite spots when I want to listen to great music here.
And then I'll never forget the day, I think it was the day we went to Brooklyn, to Mike's apartment in
wow.
Brooklyn. And
I have great memory about that night.
yeah, it was, but what was really special about that night is you got to experience well, Mike and I, a lot about our past, where we were playing you a lot of the music and the past.
Excited me that the differences I have. So I was more older than you, so I'll be more rock style man, or I have other taste. And you know, knowing the music that you played and you do is something very interesting for me. Just because, you know, it gave me the chance to see how the Brooklyn people or how experience of this kind of music that is very different.
It might have been very early on when I had met your family, and we went to the Botanical Gardens in Brooklyn, and where it was with both my parents. I think unlike a lot of other people that I have that come here for to invest and to even as that are spending time here, you've really immersed yourself in understanding what it's like to have a lifestyle here.
You know, I think the only thing I could really say is like relationships like the one I have with Massimo and his family are I think they're the thing that sort of keep me doing what I do.
I want to say I love you guys. You did a great job. For me, it's good. Huh? Nice.